I fly to you from Russia with love.
Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Seriously, where we take franchises way too seriously. I have a confession to make.
Last week, when I reviewed Dr. No, my girlfriend Sarah asked me to let her know when I planned on watching it so she could join me, since she'd also never seen it before. Things got a little crazy, one thing led to another, and in the end...
Still haven't seen Dr. No. Thanks, hon.
So I figured I'd make it up to her by having us watch the next one together. And since it is our anniversary, I figured the timing couldn't be better. So let's curl up on the couch with From Russia with Love. With the success of Dr. No, the minds behind the Bond franchise knew that the follow-up had to kick serious ass. They just weren't totally sure which novel to adapt.
At least not until they realized that some little-known guy called President Kennedy considered From Russia with Love to be his 9th favorite book. From there, it was a pretty easy choice.
Let's see if they were right.
Wow, they just jump right in there this time. No spooky sci-fi soundtrack, not even the producer credits.
Hold on a minute, what was that?
Oh, yeah, you weren't here last time. That's how James Bond shoots people.
Didn't know he was so jumpy.
Oh, okay, I guess that's the end. Bummer, I was really looking forward to the music, too.
Looks like we're starting out with Bond in the middle of a mission, in the middle of the night, in the middle of a maze?
It's close to midnight, and something evil's lurking in the dark.
Notice me. Notice me.
What, did he step on the orchestra?
I stepped on a trumpet.
He's building up some kind of Jaws crescendo? Dude, leave the band at home.
The shady guy decides to tell Bond the time, and like a total idiot, he just wanders right over.
May I interest you in this lovely necktie?
That was quick.
Yeah, short movie. Huh?
May the odds be ever in your favor.
Aw, that was quick.
Yeah, short game.
So after Bald Burgundy tells Tall, Dark, and Silent his time was a minute 52, we discover... it was Thomas Lennon all along!
Huh, not a bad fake Bond.
Give the man an Oscar. Holy shit!
Aggressive. That orchestra is angry.
Yeah, they're probably still upset over the beating last time. I can't read that.
Yeah, this seems a little counterproductive.
Oh, I can read that one. Oh my god.
It's so dark, I can't even tell if that's boobs or a butt.
All things considered, though, when you can read the credits, this is actually really clever for 1963.
It was a good way to do it before they had access to any real visual effects or CGI.
I don't know what you mean. This is totally exactly the same.
Okay, that's a butt. Wait a minute. Did the producers get 2 credits?
Yeah, 2 big, bouncing credits.
Sorry.
Let's just start the movie. We open on the final match of a chess tournament between Czechoslovakia and Canada.
One night in Venice makes a hard man humble. Guys, you are overcomplicating the shit out of this. Just get an overhead camera.
I mean, this way sort of makes sense. They don't really have projectors.
Clearly they do. Anyway, this is Kronstein, and he's in the middle of burning a hole through the waiter's skull with his brain.
What? No. Hang on. Play that back again with some music.
Oh my, yes sir.
I can smell his cologne.
So to get to his booty call, Kronstein puts McAdams in a position where he only has one move left.
My congratulations, sir. A brilliant coup.
Rick?
Yes, dear?
What's this?
What's what?
This.
Oh, yeah, this. I do this whenever there's like a clumsy line that foreshadows the plot like an hour and a half ahead of time. It'll come up, don't worry about it.
Kronstein makes it to his meeting where he plot dumps the entire evil plan, even though it seems like everyone in the room already knows about it?
According to your instructions, I've planned for SPECTRE to steal from the Russians their new decoding machine. For this, we need the services of a female member of the Russian cryptograph section in Turkey and the help of the British Secret Service. Naturally, neither the Russians nor the British will be aware that they are now working for us.
The question on the minds of number one and the whole audience is, why should they expect British intelligence to fall for this trap anyway? Kronstein?
For the simple reason that this is so obviously a trap. My reading of the British mentality is that they always treat a trap as a challenge. And in any case, they couldn't possibly pass up even the slightest chance of getting their hands on the electrodecoder. They have wanted one for years.
Well, yeah, it's hidden in a box at Cracker Jack.
What else?
As an added refinement, I think that SPECTRE will probably have the chance of a personal revenge for the killing of our operative, Dr. No.
Wait, what happened to Dr. No?
Oh, he fell in a vat of acid and he couldn't get out because of his metal hands.
Oh, well, that's not so bad.
Number 3 decides to check out one of her prospects on Spectre Island and make sure the plan goes according to, plan.
My time is limited. Is the man I requested ready?
His dossier.
Good. Donald Grant, convicted murderer, escaped Dartmoor prison in 1960, recruited in Tangier in 1962. Excellent.
Is it really smart to put clear psychopaths in play for such a delicate operation?
Almost certainly not. Whatever could go wrong.
In just 7 days, oh baby, I can make you a man.
He seems fit enough.
Fit enough to do what? Fight Mega Man? Stop that.
Time to meet number 3's other pawn, Tatiana Romanova. Like most of the characters in this movie, she too is being misled.
You know who I am?
Sure hope so. We still don't.
Colonel Klebb, head of operations for SMERSH. I saw you once in Moscow when I worked for the English decoding crew.
So SMERSH was actually a real organization at the end of World War II. It was designed to root out antagonistic forces infiltrating the Red Army. Anti-spy spies, basically. Their name even comes from the Russian phrase Smrt Shpionam, meaning death to spies.
In the Bond franchise, it didn't dissolve in 1946, but instead became a sprawling counterintelligence agency along the lines of the KGB. Colonel Rosa Klebb was a SMERSH agent, but defected to work with SPECTRE. Tatiana doesn't know that.
Your work record is excellent. The state is proud of you.
Thank you, Comrade Colonel.
Take off your jacket.
Take off your jacket.
Take your damn clothes off!
Seriously though, does no one know how to ask politely?
And if everyone's taking things off, can you please take off those weird Coke bottle glasses? They're kind of creeping me out.
Corporal, I have selected you for a most important assignment.
Whoa! Watch the hands.
Not okay.
Seriously, she is just all kinds of handsy here.
Come, my dear. You are very fortunate to have been chosen for such a simple, delightful duty. A real labor of love.
Bow chicka wow wow?
Great sport, this.
What did you say?
I said it's great sport, this punting.
Oh, god damn it, you interrupted the title drop.
I couldn't agree with him more.
I may even give up golf for it.
Oh my god, that was such a lazy callback.
Oh no, the Robo-Dolphin! What's the matter, Flipper?
Or he stole that coat from JCPenney's. Could go either way.
Tell him I'm on my way, will you?
He is not on his way.
Sylvia, behave. We'll do this again some other time soon.
Do what? Last time you said that, you went off to Jamaica. I haven't seen you for 6 months.
Man, this is some really weird foreplay.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Sorry.
So Bond eventually makes it back to headquarters, where he finds that M is already waiting for him.
For my next miracle,
M tells Bond that Tatiana is defecting and wants to take the lecture with her, and just as Kronstein predicted, they recognize it as a trap right away and take on the case anyway.
No, it's some sort of trap.
Well, obviously it's a trap. And the bait is a cipher machine. A brand new lector.
Lector, no less. The CIA's been after one of those for years.
Yes, so have we.
Now, in fairness, they are hesitant about it, but one look at Tatiana and, of course, Bond's ready to go. Before he leaves, though...
Q Branch has put together a smart-looking piece of luggage for us. We're issuing this to all 00 personnel.
Q, you look, different.
Yeah, this is Desmond Llewellyn. He's playing Q now. You should get used to him because he's going to be here for a while. And check out this beauty.
An ordinary black leather case with 20 rounds of ammunition here and here. Now, if you take the top off, you'll find the ammunition inside. On the side here, flat throwing knife. Press that button there. Now out she comes. Inside the case, you'll find an AR-7 folding sniper's rifle with an infrared telescopic sight. Then, if you pull out these straps, inside are 50 gold sovereigns, 25 in either side.
Damn, this thing comes packed.
Now, watch very carefully. An ordinary tin of talcum powder. Inside, a tear gas cartridge. Now, normally to open a case like that, you move the catches to the side. If you do, the cartridge will explode. Turn the catches horizontally. Now you try it.
Yeah, definitely won't fuck that up.
Turn the catches like that.
That's right.
And open ordinarily.
You got it?
Yes, I think so.
Aw, look at him. He's so proud of himself. You did very well, James.
So well, he's going to celebrate by flirting with Moneypenny again on the way out.
Darling Moneypenny, you know I never even look at another woman.
Oh, really, Jay?
Mm-hmm. Let me tell you the secret of the world.
Whoops, set off the bullshit detector again.
To Wong Fu, thanks for everything, Julie Newman.
Good luck.
Ciao.
So Bond touches down in Istanbul.
Not Constantinople?
No, it's Istanbul, not Constantinople. Anyway, he hits the tarmac and finds himself quickly greeted by a driver who wants to give him a ride to his destination a little too eagerly, only to be tailed by bad guys on the road. Ugh.
Does this sound familiar to anyone else?
What are you talking about? They just did a secret handshake thing like a second ago.
Can I borrow a match?
I use a lighter.
It's better still.
Until they go wrong.
Exactly.
I'll get the car, sir.
Okay, so maybe he's learning from his mistakes then.
And even though they are totally being tailed by evil Groucho Marx, the driver tells Bond all about the weird mutual spying thing they have going on.
I suppose it's customary to have people tailing you in these parts.
Oh, yes, sir. Today it's Citroen H31854 on duty. They're Bulgarians working for the Russians. They follow us, we follow them. It's a sort of understanding we have.
That's very friendly.
Well, let's hear what Kareem Bey's explanation is.
The game with the Russians is played a little differently here. The day-to-day routine matters, we don't make it too difficult to keep a tab on each other.
So I gathered from your chauffeur. He's a rather intelligent young man, by the way.
He should be. He's my son. Coffee?
Medium sweet.
2 medium sweet. He also is my son. All of my key employees are my sons. Blood is the best security in this business.
I see someone's getting around.
I don't know if nepotism is a strong enough word here. We might have to invent a new one like nepomania.
Hey, hang on, you're talking over him. Rewind it.
Not bad for a man who started life breaking chains and bending bars with his teeth in a circus.
What, you mean like Jaws? I don't think you're Jaws.
This is an old friend of mine, and it tells me something smells.
Maybe.
Oh, sorry. I was in M's office 5 minutes ago.
Sounds like Kareem doesn't think Bond is really necessary in all this and tells him he should enjoy his time in Turkey, then head home.
Hey, my ride!
Okay, seriously, does this guy have any other facial expressions besides evil aside glance?
Without much else to do with his day, Bond heads back to his hotel room for some R&R.
Oh, God, not again.
Oh boy, it's time for the most action-packed part of the movie!
What's that?
Looking for bugs!
That doesn't sound very action-packed.
What do you mean? Of course it is. Just listen to the music. They clearly want to evoke the unbridled adrenaline and intensity of the scene. It even dips in the middle so they can heighten the suspense with a crescendo that builds to the final revelation that... Oh, yeah, the room is bugged. So he calls to the front to get himself another room with a quick excuse waiting in the wings.
Mr. Bond here.
Yes?
I'm afraid the room won't do.
I'm sorry.
The bed's too small.
One moment, sir. Did you hear that?
Tell him that's all there is, unless he would like the bridal suite.
Well, shit, they're in on it too. Was anyone in Istanbul not there to spy on someone?
So Blondie here leaves a little surprise for the Russians to find, and Colonel Panic lets the audience know the goal is to get the Russians to suspect the Brits. This guy doesn't have much to say on the matter.
This may be too much for a blunt instrument to understand.
Whoa, wait, hang on a second.
What?
What, you don't see this?
This guy totally looks like Daniel Craig. It's actually really uncanny. I can't unsee it now.
Maybe he's out to kill Bond because he's mad he's going to have to wait 40 years.
See, what's interesting too is that this guy is Robert Shaw, famous to many for playing Red Grant here, but immortalized 12 years later for playing Shark Hunter Quint in Jaws. Hey, that's a lot of Jaws today. Wonder what's up with that.
I suddenly don't care.
Hey.
Ali Karim Bey.
What? I'm killing Bane?
Ali Karim Bey.
More like, honey, pay attention and come fuck me.
Ali Karim Bey.
Oh, she's saying Ali Karim Bey. Ali being his nickname in the movie. It was changed from Darko in the books, which in 1963 really should not require an explanation why.
So she slinks over to convince Karim to take a break from his work for a while.
You are not glad to see me this morning, Sheree?
Overjoyed.
Which he kind of reluctantly accepts? Come on, guy. At least pretend to be excited.
Back to the salt mines.
Whoa! Holy shit!
Purple explosions! All right, then.
The next morning, Karim tells Bond about the explosion and then brings him to a secret location under his building. Wow. That is a terrible hiding place. And it's only like 20 feet from his actual office.
Oh my god, you can still see it. You know, a curtain doesn't make it invisible, just makes it less obvious. At least the door to their underground river is locked.
Karim and Bond ford the river Ix until they reach a secret periscope peeking into the Russian consulate. This is definitely in no way an international crime.
Our friends were turned out while the Public Works Ministry conducted a survey. The story was that the heavy traffic was shaking the foundations. By the time the place was declared safe, I had this installed.
I can see everything Em said about you is right.
Oh, why I stay in this mad business?
Though it could be that you find selling rugs a bore.
My friend, you should be a mind reader.
And more tea, anyway. No?
Those Russian bastards.
Bond takes a turn on the periscope to see if he can glean any clues as to why Karim's office was attacked. As a result, he gets himself an eyeful.
Well, from this angle, things are shaping up nicely. I'd like to see her in the flesh.
Karim decides it's best for Bond to stay somewhere safer than the hotel, so the two of them drive out to a gypsy commune where things are already heating up.
Well, the intro certainly makes sense now.
You know, about a third of the way through the movie. Plus, right before this, he told us...
It seems we've come on the wrong night. Two girls in love with the same man have threatened to kill each other. It must be settled the gypsy way.
And what is the gypsy way?
Deborah.
By killing each other, of course.
Woo! Chick fight!
Bear style. Grrr.
Tiger style. Rawr!
Everything is escalating swiftly, when out of fucking nowhere, Kolenko, a Bulgarian assassin, starts shooting up the place like he's Billy the fucking Kid.
Did Turkey have a Wild West? Did it just come 100 years late? What's up with his face? He's so red.
He's just excited to be here. Oh boy, this is my favorite game.
Oh no, watch out, it's gonna...
The fight continues, with Ivan Drago even saving Bond's life until Sunbird Robotnik decides enough is enough and gets the hell out of there.
Now that horrible situation's been dealt with, it's time to party again, and as a reward for saving them...
Hooray!
He gets to decide which girl wins the chick fight.
Boo!
Using the French method, apparently.
Menage a yay!
Avra said for you to decide. So decide. They're both yours.
This might take some time.
So, yep, just a three-way. Cool. And just all night long, I see? All right, then.
That guy's just pounding away on his morning wood.
Crashing that party was the last straw, so Kareem decides it's time to deal with Krylenko once and for all.
First, we start by assembling the coolest fucking gun that is actually a real gun. You can buy this. I kind of want one.
They almost get caught by 2 policemen, but as it turns out...
My sons. They will ring his doorbell. He has a private escape hatch.
Okay, you know what? Let's make this easy. Who isn't your son, Kareem?
Do you notice anything?
You mean this?
She has a lovely mouth, that Anita.
Yes.
Kareem and Krylenko have been enemies for years, so Kareem demands that he be the one to pull the trigger.
That pays many debts.
She should have kept her mouth shut.
Man, what is it about Bond's hotel rooms that they love giving them amped up music? It's a bedroom. Chill.
Okay, something that really bugs me about this movie is that Bond seems to go from being way too deductive for his own good in Dr. No to being almost bumbling here. He hears a thud in his room, the room he got because his original one was bugged, and it takes a second thud for him to want to investigate. In a bath towel.
Even that might be overdressed. Bond enters his room to discover Tatiana has already made herself quite comfortable.
So you're Tatiana Romanova.
My friends call me Tanya.
Mine call me James Bond.
And a really awkward handshake here. Perfect.
Well, now that we've been properly introduced.
Careful. Guns upset me.
Looks like they're not wasting any time getting to know each other either.
You're one of the most beautiful girls I've ever seen.
Thank you. But I think my mouth is too big.
No, it's the right size. For me, that is.
How much time is left in this review?
Damn it, Young, the camera's in frame.
Shit, quick, fade to something else. Well, now, what the hell is this? The next scene isn't by the docks.
I don't know, man. I don't keep B-roll on speed dial.
So Bond and Tatiana sneak around the Hagia Sophia Mosque, but soon find they're being stalked once again.
She leaves her compact by a pillar where evil Groucho tries to pick it up, only to be stopped by... Okay, seriously, whose side is this guy on anyway?
Bond recovers the object, which turns out to be holding a handwritten map of the Russian consulate's architecture. With Tatiana working closely with the Lecter, they get ready to take the machine, but not before... this.
All I want is that Lecter.
All? Are you sure that's all you want?
Well.
No, you don't get to just pretend that didn't happen. Do not laugh like bad guys, please.
So Bond and Tatiana meet up again so she can give him information on tape about the Lecter.
About 10 kilos. In a brown case. Brown like your eyes.
Keep it technical.
James, couldn't we...
Not now.
Wow, she really can't keep her focus, like, at all, can she?
Apparently not. Bond's yeah, keep talking responses are pretty damn hilarious, though.
Oh, James, will you make love to me all the time in England?
Day and night. Go on about the mechanism.
Dushka, tell me the truth. Am I as exciting as all those Western girls?
Oh, once when I was with Em in Tokyo, we had an interesting experience.
Thank you, Miss Moneypenny. That's all.
It is not proper for womenfolk to hear stories about my time with the geishas.
Honest to God, I would pay good money to see M does Shibuya. Make it happen, Eon.
So Bond and Kareem put their plan into motion at the Soviet consulate. Can't blame James for getting a little impatient, though.
Excuse me. You did say your clock was correct.
Russian clocks are always correct.
It doesn't go completely according to plan, so Bond improvises. Wow. I see someone picked up a few tricks from the beating Dr. No's men gave him.
The team tries to escape underground, but quickly find themselves stopped by...
They get out of there, thank fuck, and make it onto a train, but not before attracting the attention of a Soviet security man.
Now safely aboard the train, Bond comes up with probably the worst password in the history of passwords.
Tanya,
Yes?
keep the door locked. I'll knock 3 times.
Okay.
Seriously? 3 knocks? You couldn't come up with anything better than that? Hell, you could knock 3 times by accident. Why would that be a reasonable password?
With that thoroughly bullshit password on lock, Bond and Kareem talk business.
He'll stop the train near the Bulgarian frontier where my sons will be waiting with a car.
Fucking hell, Kareem. That's at least, 5 sons? You got the chauffeur, the butler, the cops, now the getaway driver? And spoiler, there's more to come.
They notice the Soviet security officer and decide to pay him a visit under the guise of collecting his toll for the ride.
Oh, Jesus, guy. You're tracking armed criminals. Shouldn't you be a little bit more prepared to handle a confrontation like this?
Do not be alarmed, my friend. We will make you as comfortable as possible. Now I'm sure Commissar Benz will have a much safer journey.
Not mad about his tailor, are you?
You know, James, life in Istanbul will never be the same without you.
See you in the restaurant car.
I've had a particularly fascinating life. Would you like to hear about it? You would?
Unfortunately, Kareem's story isn't going to have a happy ending as...
No! They keep killing the sidekicks! First Quarrel and now Kareem. God damn it.
What was Bond even doing while all that was going on, anyway?
Just do as I say, will you?
Yes, James. But there are some English customs that are going to be changed.
But of course, darling.
Oh boy. Keep your pants on, Jim.
Worse still, the train keeps on rolling through Bulgaria, leaving Kareem's son stuck in a Wes Anderson movie and Bond stuck on, a speeding train.
Bond suspects the Russian defector for obvious reasons, and gets more than a little rough with her to find out if she was the one behind Kareem's murder.
James, you're hurting
I'll
me.
do worse than that if you don't tell me. You're doing this under orders, I know. What are they?
I don't know what you mean.
Liar.
Tatiana insists she had no idea that Kareem would die before confessing that she has in fact fallen in love with Bond for real.
The train actually makes it all the way to Belgrade before James can make contact with anyone, and unbeknownst to him, he's still being shadowed. Literally, this whole movie he's being followed and he never picks up on it. It's amazing.
Which turns out to be a real problem when one of Kareem's sons meets him by the train and they exchange the lighter password.
Ha! Told you.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of impressive just how fast it becomes a problem when they get to Zagreb in Yugoslavia, only to have the next contact be intercepted and masqueraded by Red Grant.
Holy shit, this guy is actually competent. Not just a little either, he's fucking crushing it right now.
He introduces himself as Captain Nash, and okay, first of all, no wonder he's been silent this whole time. His voice is totally ridiculous. But is it just me, or is he obviously not who he says he is?
What capture?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I only got M. Soir an hour ago. I busted every record getting here.
What were M's orders?
Only to contact you and the lady on the train.
Good. Come this way.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Bond's sense of perception goes from 100 to 0 in the span of the 6 months between Jamaica and Turkey. It doesn't make any sense.
Been long in Yugoslavia?
About 3 years.
Interesting work?
Yes, sometimes. You know how it is, old man.
You look very fit, Nash.
Yes, I try to keep in shape.
Oh my god, you idiot! He's clearly the bad guy!
Oh, fucking finally! Bond eventually has the idea to check Nash's things while he's away. Unfortunately, what he discovers is another Q-style briefcase, leading him to believe that Nash is the genuine article. No, instead it's this faux pas de vin that suddenly makes him suspicious.
I have the grilled sole. And for madam. What about you, Nash?
Yes, it sounds very nice.
White Chianti, monsieur? No, the red kind.
Unfucking believable. Well, it's time for Grant to make his move. Let's see how he does here.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry, Mrs. Somerset.
Ooh, not a good start. He's gonna have to make up some serious ground with the dismount.
All right, let's just get some Alka-Seltzer in there. This should be nice and subtle. Bollocks, talking bollocks.
Tatiana, who has been lost in another dimension for the whole scene, takes her medicine and is surprised to find that things are taking a turn.
I don't feel very well.
Oh dear, that's probably the roofies. They lay her down and go into the other cabin to talk things out like spies.
I just want to pause for a second here to point out that we're about to have a scene with two characters named Bond and Grant. I just noticed that.
Grant tells Bond he'll show him the escape route on a map, which of course is a ruse, but knowing Bond, he's going to be one step ahead of him, and oh, for fuck's sake!
Right? This never would have happened in the last movie. Bond has been fucking body snatched. So, after a surprisingly realistic amount of time, Bond finally comes to.
Red wine with fish. Well, that should have told me something.
Jim, shut the fuck up before I get card sense back in here.
You're the one on your knees. How does it feel, old man?
Old man? Is that what you chaps in Smash call each other? Smash?
James fucking finally gets the picture.
Of course. Spectre.
There is actually, frankly, a shitload of information happening in this scene, and I am totally lost.
What? I totally get it. Red Grant works with SPECTRE, not Smersh. He's been playing the Russians against the British until he could get his hands on the Lecter and called a whole bunch of people to ensure Bond would collect it for him. Tatiana thought she was working for Smersh, but since Colonel Klebb had defected, she was unwittingly working for SPECTRE the whole time. All of this is pretty standard espionage chess, but it gets better.
That's only half of it, old man. Here's a roll of film. She'll have this in her handbag. And on you, they'll find this letter. It's from her, threatening to give the film to the press unless you marry her for helping you get the Lecter.
What film?
Taken in the bridal suite at your hotel. Something else the girl didn't know about. Or you.
And boom goes the dynamite. Grant is running fucking circles around Bond, and it's kind of humiliating.
Then come the threats, and man, Grant really likes to gloat, doesn't he?
The first one won't kill you. Not the second. Not even the third. Not till you crawl over here and you kiss my foot.
How about a cigarette?
Not a chance.
Oh my god, even Grant is learning from Dr. No better than Bond is.
He really needs to come up with something smart, fast, if he wants to get out of this.
Well, he lobs one in, pleading to Grant's greed with gold, but when he asks if there are any in Nash's case...
I should imagine so. It's a standard kit. I'll have a look.
Put your hands back in your pockets.
Wow. He had Bond basically dead for 6 whole minutes and still fucked up. Nicely done.
What follows is, honest to God, probably the best fight scene ever recorded before 1975. It's intense, it's undignified, it uses the whole space and then some. I get the feeling Daniel Craig took some pointers from this fight, which is convenient since he's the one fighting Connery anyway, but I digress.
Grant finally has Bond on the ropes, but a quick retrieval of Knife Ex Machina distracts Grant long enough for Bond to choke him out with his own garrote.
I actually fucking love this most of all, alright? So Bond always delivers these amazingly cheeky one-liners. Sometimes they're appropriate, sometimes they are totally inappropriate. But he gives so many negative shits about this guy that this is the only thing he dignifies Grant's death with.
You won't be needing this, old man.
Beautiful.
In what must feel like child's play after all that, Bond kidnaps Grant's getaway driver, takes out a grenade-dropping helicopter, and steals their boat to make his grand escape.
If it seems like we're glossing over things, it's only because the fight with Grant was so fucking amazing, and the ending is just... well, watch.
Who is Bond compared with Kronstein? Exactly. What have you to say to that, number 3?
Oh shit! Bitch gonna get cut!
Yeah, literally.
I'm sorry, I just can't take those things seriously. I can't.
Swerve?
Wait, why is he killing Kronstein? His plan was perfect. It was Klebb that fucked up. She chose Grant to go on the mission, and he went and fucked it all up by being an asshole.
Because he still needs Klebb for just the silliest fucking plan imaginable. But before we get there, number 1 sends out his best thug to try to take Bond out before he gets free.
Give them a warning shot!
Unless those RPGs can teleport, that's not... Physics doesn't work like that.
If you thought that was silly, let's take a look at how Bond actually gets out of this. All right, his fuel drums get shot, he lets them into the water, and then...
Fire, you son of a...
Oh, and the MGM Studios theme park attendees go wild.
There's a saying in England, where there's smoke, there's fire.
Wait, what? That's not even a good line.
Yeah, no, I take it back. Bond's one-liners are fucking garbage in this movie.
Oh my god, did they just grenade themselves? Because that's kind of what it just looked like.
It's all worth it, I promise, because this is what we get next.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Is that...
Yeah.
This is like Ganondorf deciding to dress up like one of the fucking shopkeepers to sneak up on Link. This is not exactly the best disguise.
Doesn't really help either when someone else there can totally identify you on sight.
Throw our way back, will you? What was that? Here, leave that. I'll take it. Huh? Oh, no. Should be routine from here on in. Not so many times.
Oh my god,
This isn't even surprising me anymore.
So Kleb has Tatiana take the lector and wait outside.
You know that works a lot better if you're on the other side of the door, right?
I mean, it's not like Tatiana's gonna come back and... Oh, wait, of course she is. Fucking duh.
And now we get just the most ridiculous fight possible. Enjoy.
Oh, no! Which one's the real James Bond? Did I get it right?
Horrible woman.
Yes. She's had her kicks. Oh, not again. He was right, you know.
What is it?
I'll show you.
Faces and smile for a moment, but oh, you haunted me so.
What is that? I don't even have words.
Either way, that was From Russia with Love, JFK's 9th favorite book, Sean Connery's favorite Bond film, and... Okay, here's the thing.
The setup is perfect, taking a huge step up from Dr. No's plot, which in retrospect is actually pretty basic. This one has 2 factions working against each other, with a third playing puppet master brilliantly. A bad guy that is totally competent, at least until he has to pull the trigger, and the groundwork for a seedy organization that'll haunt Bond for years.
But some of the choices they make for the scenes are just... weird. The film was produced way faster than they wanted to, but they were speeding towards an October release and were running out of time, so they had to make do with what they had.
Not only that, but sadly, Kareem Bey's actor Pedro Armendariz was actually actively dying of cancer during the filming of the movie. Some scenes he was so frail that he had to be propped up by stagehands to get through it. Basically, everything was sort of going wrong behind the scenes, but they had deadlines to meet.
The story totally works, and it's not hard to see why the book would be so popular, but the movie has a couple things that really could use some ironing out. The action, though, is really fantastic. Red Grant makes a great addition to the Rogues Gallery. It's pretty good. Now, if you excuse us, it's getting a little late, and we'd like to reenact some choice scenes to the movie, so we'll see you guys next time. Oh, it'll be Goldfinger. Goldfinger next time.
From Russia with love I fly to you, much wiser since my goodbye to you. I traveled the world to learn. I must return from Russia with love, yeah!
You won't be needing this, old man.
That's not even a good line.